Hey, what's up, everybody? Gonna do a classic rock reaction, man. This is a complimentary quad. A complimentary quad featuring the music of Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush. This is first time on this channel, man. It's been a long time coming, a number of requests, but finally we've gotten there. So, man, the lineup of songs includes starting with Stories of a Hero, followed by Finish Line, followed by Requiem for a Sinner, finally Something Coming Our Way. So, man, before we pop this off, I just want to give a shout out and a thanks very much to Ray Gonzalez. Ray, thank you, man. I appreciate you sending me the links and the recommendation. Thank you very much for that. So, man, let us start with Stories of a Hero. The two things I know about Frank Marino is, one, he can play his ass off, sounding like Hendrix a little bit, and two, they're Canadian, well, and three, they're very, very underrated. So that's all I know. Anyways, man, Stories of a Hero, Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush. Let's get it.
The time has come, said a young man to his bride. My train waits outside, and though I leave, you know I'll keep you by my side. She holds on the final time. A soldier's gone to war, told her he's coming home. Soldier's gone to war. He's gonna be a hero in his hometown, Lord. She stands alone on the platform looking sad. He waves through a pane of glass. And though she hopes he will be coming home at last,
pictures like that always get me. A field of white crosses. And in the end, it always leaves you wondering, was their sacrifice in vain? How has things really changed? All right, man. Stories of a Hero. Excellent song in so many ways. Right up there with all the stuff that I like about a classic rock song. A great story being told. No sappy ass love topics. Great vocals. Crystal clear. Extended instrumentals stretching out the song. Not in a hurry to get to the end. Great riffs, great jam. All of that is in there. And leaves you with a thought, leaves you wondering, leaves you pondering. That's a great song. Alright, man. So that is my first taste of Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush. Needless to say, I knew that I would definitely like them, knew that I would be impressed by them. I've been hearing about them for the last, I'd say more so the last year, longer than that, I'm sure. But it's really now come to the presence of my mind for the last year. And it's only now that I'm getting to it. Yeah, same thing with just the other day, Quicksilver Messenger Service, finally got to them. And there's more that I gotta get to, of course, there's the Little Feats, there's the Chicagos, there's just so many more. But yeah, one beat at a time we'll get there, man. Fantastic song. Alright. Good way to kick off the quad. So, let's do this, man. Let us get to know Mahogany Rush a little bit better. Just a super quick read, and then we'll focus on the song. So, Mahogany Rush is a Canadian rock band led by guitarist Frank Marino. The band had its peak of popularity in the 70s, playing such venues as California Jam 2, together with bands such as Aerosmith, Ted Nugent, and Heart. Mahogany Rush formed in Montreal during 1970. The band is perhaps best known for Marino's soaring lead guitar, which bears a strong resemblance to the playing of Jimi Hendrix. Long-term members of the band have included bassist Paul Harwood and drummer Jimmy Hayu, and Frank's brother Vince on guitar. Frank Marino is the sole continuous member of the band. Starting in the late 70s, the group recorded and toured as Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush. Musical style. The music of Mahogany Rush is diverse, ranging from genres such as psychedelic rock, blues rock, and funk rock, styles which are most prevalent on the group's early releases, to a more standard hard rock, heavy metal style in their later career. Marino himself has described the band's sound as the Grateful Dead meets jazz. Alright. Beginnings. In an effort to gain press attention, the original record company created a fictional story that Frank Marino, prior to starting the band, had spent time in a mental institution after taking LSD and was visited by Jimi Hendrix in a vision. This gave him his inspiration to play as he did on the first album, which very closely mirrored the style of Jimi Hendrix. By the time of the third album, Strange Universe was recorded, this approach to filling the public desire to purchase newer Jimi Hendrix-style music had been perfected. So, publicity stunt worked. Over time, the band migrated to a larger and more financially supported record company and achieved its greatest radio hit success with the song Strange Dreams. Alright. So that's an intro to the band. Okay. So, Stories of a Hero. It's more album information rather than song detail. And there's a decent length music review by Alex Henderson of AllMusic. So, Stories of a Hero appears on Real Life. It's a double live album by Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush. It was released November 9th, 2004 under Just in Time Records. And here's the AllMusic review by Alex Henderson. When headbanger historians look back on the important heavy metal and hard rock bands that were active during the 70s, Mahogany Rush's name doesn't come up nearly as often as Zeppelin, Sabbath, Deep Purple, Kiss, Van Halen, Judas Priest, Blue Oyster Cult, or Aerosmith. And that is regrettable because Frank Marino led one of the 70s most exciting hard rock metal outfits. Mahogany Rush is, without question, underrated. Walk past a hard rock cafe, and it isn't uncommon to hear Zepp's Whole Lotta Love or Deep Purple's Smoke on the Water being blasted, but how often will a hard rock cafe expose pedestrians to something by Mahogany Rush? Regardless, Marino still has his share of die-hard followers who will be happy to know that Mahogany Rush is in fine form on Real Live. Recorded live at Club Soda in Montreal, Canada on September 8, 2001, this 2-CD set doesn't break any new ground for Marino, who sticks with the sort of Jimi Hendrix-influenced hard rock, heavy metal, blues rock, and psychedelic rock he was providing 30 years earlier. Marino's refusal to change with the times is just as well. He is great at what he does, and the singer-guitarist is as inspired on original material as he is on performances of The Zombies, She's Not There, and two Hendrix classics, Voodoo Child and Red House. Clearly, time hasn't robbed Marino, who was 46 in 2001, of either his chops or his enthusiasm. Casual listeners would be better off starting out with some of Mahogany Rush's old 70s recordings, but longtime fans will be happy to know how nicely his vocals and guitar playing are holding up on these Montreal performances. Okay, so obviously he's probably called Montreal, Canada, his home, his retirement. All right, so that is an intro, man. Or that is a review, rather, of Frank Marino, Mahogany Rush, and the album Real Live. So, let's check out our second track, man, and that being Finish Line. Alright, man. Frank Marino, Mahogany Rush, Finish Line. Let's get it. Visualizing pedal to the metal. That was excellent. That was an excellent jam. Great song. I definitely see the Jimi Hendrix feel in the guitar playing, definitely in this song, Finish Line. That was excellent. Great jam. Great extended jam. Not a long song, only a little over 4 minutes, but yeah, really packed a lot of good stuff in there. Fantastic, man. Great song. Finish Line. They could extend the hell out of that song, man. Definitely. I'm sure in their live sets, this has got to probably reach in the area of about 10 to 15 minutes long. No doubt. I have no doubt, man. Okay, so Finish Line, same thing. No song information, more so just more so album info, and as well another all music review. So Finish Line appears on What's Next. It's an album by Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush, released in 1980 under Columbia Records. There exists a bootleg CD edition of this album taken from a vinyl source with bonus live tracks recorded in Salinas, California during the Juggernaut Tour of '83. In an online answer to a fan, Frank Marino said of this song, quote, "Finish Line was a tune that I used to do live even before the first album," unquote. Finish Line is the 7th track on What's Next. By this time, Marino and his band had been around a good few years, and what was next was more of the same. If you like your guitar fast and furious, Finish Line will be right up your street. And All Music Review says, Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush's 7th studio album is about as great as it can get when talking fast-paced and bluesy hard rock guitar. You got Livin', Finish Line, Mona, and especially Something's Coming Your Way are jaw-dropping in their execution and intensity and represent the apex of Marino's original recordings. Not an entirely consistent album, though for hard blues fans, it's also difficult not to love Rock Me Baby and Loved by You. I'm not real fond of the Doors cover Roadhouse Blues, primarily because it doesn't add anything new and lacks Marino's usual unique solo touch. One of the all-time great hard rock albums, at times strikingly so. Alright, man. So that concludes our look of Finish Line and the album that it's on, What's Next. And speaking of what's next, we're going to hit up Requiem for a Sinner. Alright, man. Frank Marino, Mahogany Rush, Requiem for a Sinner. Let's get it.
I'm looking down
Excellent guitars. Just changes the whole feel and the mood, doesn't it? Another excellent track. Another great example of a classic structured rock song. Stretching the hell out of that song with some great instrumentation. Making it not just excellent, but epic. Alright. Requiem for a Sinner. That was great, man. That was an excellent, excellent tune. Yeah. And again, same thing as before. Album info more so than specific song details. Requiem for a Sinner appears on World Anthem. It's the 5th studio album by Canadian rock band Mahogany Rush, led by Frank Marino. It was released in '77 on Columbia Records. Covers of 3 of the songs on World Anthem, In My Ways, The World Anthem, and Try for Freedom, appear on 2005 Secondhand Smoke, a tribute to Frank Marino album. World Anthem is also covered by Japanese band X Japan in their 2nd album, Blue Blood. Yeah, and that's it, man. Just one paragraph. That's all the info we've got from Wikipedia on Requiem for a Sinner. Great tune, man. Really, really excellent. Nice slow burn, as I would call it. And the guitar playing definitely is the standout of that song. And yeah, I can understand and I can see why some people say that he's got a very Hendrix feel to him, sound to him. I can see that. Also his own style, of course. And he sounds, his vocals, I'm trying to connect to who he sounds like in my mind. Somebody famous, somebody popular, but I just can't bring to mind who he reminds me of with his vocals and his singing. It's gonna come back to me, but yeah, man, I really like his vocals as well. All around an excellent talent, and overall the band has a great sound, man. So let's check out our final track, man, and that being Something Coming Our Way. Frank Marino, Mahogany Rush. Something's Coming Our Way. Let's get it.
Brothers, sisters, misses,
that was just a damn good listen. Fantastic. Fantastic, masterful musicians, man. Great guitaring, great playing. Right off the top of my head, I got a question for you, man. Got a question for you. Whose guitar sound is closer linked to that of Hendrix? Frank Marino's or Robin Trower? Whose guitar signature sound is more reminiscent of Jimi Hendrix? Which one of those artists? Let me know. And overall, which artist do you think probably complements the Jimi Hendrix sound the best? Let me know that. You know, it's two different questions for sure, man. Great musicians, man. Fantastic band. It's criminal sometimes. Great, wonderful talent like this is underrated, if not overlooked. And it's a question too as to why. Is it timing? Is it conditions? Is it geography perhaps? Maybe them being Canadian and they didn't get an international platform, because some Canadian bands just, I don't think, really got the exposure that they could have had to really propel them higher. Some Canadian bands are just top notch, but yet they haven't had that lift, you know. There are of course some exceptions like Rush, for example, even Bryan Adams, you know, and Bryan Adams' talent, whatever you think of it, where it comes to a measuring stick of talent, I would say that he's probably somewhere in the mid-range, right? But he's had a lot of really excellent marketing. And he's internationally renowned. So someone with the great instrumental chops of a Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe they just haven't had a platform to really propel them into stardom, that sort of thing. Why is that? If you know your Mahogany Rush history, what were the factors that denied them being, you know, as big as they could be based on the talent that they've got? Answer that for me. Or maybe I'm just running away with assumptions. Maybe they were a hell of a lot bigger, but they're still underrated compared to that of a Zeppelin, Sabbath, Deep Purple. Maybe that's just the case. Let me know that too, you know, because I wasn't exposed, so I can't just run away and just assume. All right, man. Okay, something's coming our way. Also appears on the album What's Next, just like the first song, or the second song, Finish Line. Yeah, so I'm not going to go back and reread the album information for Finish Line. I'll just conclude the quad by saying, yeah, excellent quad. Really good, Ray. Thank you very much. Thank you for introducing me to something new in the form of Frank Marino. It was a long time coming. I can see why so many people like him, why they have a loyal following, and I definitely see the Hendrix in his playing. He's got his own unique signature style too. It isn't just about mimicking Hendrix, but yeah, you know, I mean, that's a pretty damn good compliment to his playing skills for sure, man. When you're talking about a measuring stick, not bad measuring up to something in the likes of a Hendrix. I'm just going to scroll down here, man. Just check my notes if there's anything before I bounce. Yeah, man, nothing in the form of notes. We're at the beginning of a new week. I got quads coming up for Randy, Jeffrey, Allen, Jeff, Don. Got quads coming up for you lads. And yeah, a little ways away. And I'm just thinking about from one weekend to another when I say that. I'm a little ways away from the weekend, so I don't have to be thinking about the Zeppelin factor yet. And I swear that there was something else I wanted to say though. But it's escaping my damn mind. I always remember as soon as I turn the camera off. It's gone, man. I can't remember what I was going to say. But anyways, hey, thank you again, Ray. Great quad, man. Excellent introduction to Frank Marino. I would definitely like to explore a little bit more. So hey, man, I will make the time to do more reactions to this fantastic lad and this fantastic band. Anyways, man, you guys have a good one. Hope you enjoyed this reaction. Take care. Be safe in the sun out there. It's hot as hell. So sunblock 15 or 20 or whatever the hell it is. Me, I just stay in the shade. But if you got to go out, make sure you got some sunblock all over your ass, man. Anyways, have a good one. Take care. I'll see you later. Peace.